You know how you've been bullshitting yourself? You say you want to study, you say you want to be great, then why the fuck are you still scrolling? But listen, bruh, this is the only video which you will ever need. The methods I'm about to share might sound stupid as hell. You might even think I'm joking, but I need you to do one thing. I want you to trust me blindly. I know this sounds stupid, but I want you to follow these methods without questioning. I am begging you to do it for just a few days. This is a request to you, okay? Enough talk now, let's get into the topic. I want you to see studying as a war against your weak-ass mind, a war against mediocrity, and accept the fact that nobody's coming to save your sorry ass. Not your parents, not your teachers, and sure as hell, not some magical motivation video. And don't think that I'm some red pill, six-figure earning, Andrew Tate worshipping, ultra giga Chad guy. Nah, fuck that. That ain't me. But now I can sit my ass down and study for 8+ hours with laser focus every single day. And if you actually follow these methods, and I mean really fucking commit, then and only then will you see real results. So the first thing you gotta try is the extreme dopamine deprivation hack. You're out here scrolling like a maniac, snacking on garbage, blasting music, and drowning in the cheapest, most brain-rotting entertainment you can find. Your brain, it's a spoiled little brat, constantly whining for more stimulation, more hits, more whatever. Well, guess what? It's time to put that little shit on a fucking diet. For one full fucking day, you're cutting off all the easy dopamine hits. No social media, no YouTube, no music, no junk food, no nothing. Your brain's gonna throw a tantrum like a toddler who just got their candy taken away. But tough shit. The only thing you're allowed to do, study. That's it. That's the whole game. At first, it's gonna feel like you're a crack addict going through withdrawal. Your brain will be screaming at you, begging for just one little hit of distraction. Please, just one TikTok scroll. It'll whine. Just one episode of some mind-numbing show. Nope. Ignore that little bastard. Let it suffer. But here's where the magic happens. After a few hours of this torture, something wild will go down. Your mind, desperate for any kind of stimulation, will start to see studying as the fucking holy grail. That boring-ass textbook you've been avoiding, suddenly, it's the most exciting thing in the world. It's like your mind is so starved for dopamine that even the driest, most tedious shit becomes a fucking thrill ride. By the end of the day, you'll have done something incredible. You'll have reprogrammed your brain. Keep this up, and you'll find that studying actually feels more rewarding than mindlessly scrolling through TikTok like a brain-dead zombie. Whenever you feel like breaking the commitment, I want you to write down 10 reasons on why you want to break your own commitment. What makes you quit? Even if you feel tired and bored, don't do anything which can spike your dopamine level. I want you to come to this video and write, "I am a little bitch," 20 times in a row before breaking your own promise. Now, before telling you about the second method, I would suggest you try Pomodoro method if you don't want to follow any of these. If you don't know what Pomodoro method is, then let me tell you. It's a technique to study where you study for 25 to 30 minutes and take 5 minutes break. Continue this cycle for 3 to 4 times and then take 1 hour break. But as you are watching this video, I am assuming that you have probably lost your discipline, so it might not help you at first. And that's why I want you to try the loud and chaotic method. Oh, you think studying in a quiet little bubble is the way to go? That's cute. No wonder you fold like a cheap lawn chair. And Second Life throws a little chaos your way. You're out here coddling your brain like it's some fragile little flower, and then you wonder why you can't handle pressure. Here's the deal. You're throwing yourself into the worst study conditions imaginable. I am talking about packed coffee shops where everyone's yapping about their boring-ass lives, noisy-ass streets with horns blaring and people screaming, and music so aggressive it sounds like Satan himself is throwing a rave in a blender. The first 30 minutes? Absolute fucking hell. Your brain is gonna freak the fuck out. "I can't do this," it'll scream. It's too much. And you know what? That's exactly how you know it's working. Your brain is throwing a fit because it's being forced to adapt, to grow, to get stronger. And guess what? You're not gonna give it a choice. If you push through that initial wave of torture, something insane will start to go down. Your mind will adapt. When you finally go back to a quiet room, holy shit. It's like you've unlocked some next-level superpower. You will feel like you've activated God mode. Why? Because you've trained in hell, and now everything else feels like a walk in the park. If you can focus in the middle of a shitstorm, you can focus anywhere. The third method is taking a 12+ hours study marathon. I know that you are not even able to study for 2 hours straight. But listen to me carefully. I am not asking you to do it every day, simply because you can't. Many YouTubers will say that start studying for 3 to 4 hours and then gradually increase the session time. But if you are really serious and really want a breakthrough, then it's necessary to take this challenge. You will do it only one time per week. You will be able to know what your actual capabilities and limits are. It's basically like taking a mock test for an exam. You will not use the Pomodoro method during this challenge. You are only allowed to take breaks for bathroom needs, nothing else. If possible, avoid foods with very high carbs. After the 6-hour mark, you are allowed to take a 15 minutes break to eat something. The first few hours? Yeah, you'll feel like a champ. You're fresh, you're focused, you're ready to conquer the world. But around hour 4 to 6, that's when the cracks start to show. Your brain starts fogging up, your focus wavers, and the urge to quit hits you like a freight train. Around hour 10, you hit what I call scholar's psychosis. Your brain stops fighting and enters full autopilot mode. You're not even studying anymore. You're downloading information. Everything connects. Everything makes sense. Just don't do this more than once a week. Or if you want to take it slow, then do it just twice every month. After completing this, you'll unlock a new level of consciousness. This is it. I know that it sounded very hard. That's why I said earlier, these methods are for those individuals who actually want to change. I am requesting you, my brother or sister, please don't treat it like another self-help video. Just do it for 1 week at least. Treat these methods like a workout routine. Switch up these methods every day and repeat the cycle. So that's it for today. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. Bye. You want to learn things faster, but you've been doing this all wrong. Your approach to learning is like trying to fill a bucket with a massive hole in the bottom. No wonder you're frustrated, falling behind, and feeling like a complete failure. Don't worry, your brain isn't broken, but your system is. There are many videos on this topic, and I ain't no expert. But as a guy who used to consider himself a miserable loser, but now speaks 4 languages, self-taught guitar, runs a few YouTube channels, and is working on a book, believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I want you to not see me as a mentor or a YouTuber, or some red pill guru flexing his knowledge. Just for this video, I want you to see me as a friend, okay? If you're looking for gentle encouragement, you've come to the wrong place. This guide is for people serious about transforming their learning capacity, not for fragile egos who need constant validation. Start with the nothing matters rule. Destroy your ego to learn anything. Every expert started as an embarrassing beginner. The only difference between them and you, they were willing to look stupid longer. Do you know why you're still struggling to learn new skills after all this time? It's not your intelligence, your memory, or your learning style that's holding you back. It's your ego, your fragile, pathetic ego. Your fear of looking stupid is killing your progress. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That voice in your head that says, I can't let people see me struggling with this. What if I make a mistake and everyone notices? I need to be good at this right away. This mental garbage is why you're stuck in perpetual mediocrity. While you're worrying about looking stupid, the people who are actually getting good at stuff are out there being stupid, making mistakes, failing publicly, and learning. To be honest, nobody gives a shit about your journey. Nobody is watching your learning process. Nobody cares about your mistakes. Nobody remembers that time you said the wrong word in Spanish or played the wrong chord. You have to understand this, brother or sister, whoever watching this. The world isn't keeping a scorecard of your failures, but you are, and it's paralyzing your progress. So, how to implement the nothing matters rule. Document your embarrassing attempts. Record yourself trying. Watch it back, even if it feels cringe. Get over it. This is how you build immunity to looking stupid. Announce your beginner status. Tell people, I'm new at this before you start. It's not an excuse. It's freedom to make mistakes. Seek feedback, not validation. Stop fishing for compliments and start asking what you're doing wrong. Track your failures. Keep a log of every mistake you make. When you see how many there are, you'll realize they're normal, not catastrophic. Take the Ego Destruction Challenge. For the next month, try your new skill in front of others at least twice a week. And don't freak out. By others, I mean your parents, friends, or siblings. When you make a mistake, don't apologize or explain. Ask for brutal feedback from someone better than you. Share your progress publicly, especially the failures. The second method is using your forgetting curve. Let's talk about the most pathetic part of your learning process, your memory. Your brain is literally designed to forget almost everything you throw at it. It's called the forgetting curve. And unfortunately, it's been destroying your progress for years. The main reason why you never actually master anything, because your brain is constantly deleting the information you worked so hard to put in there. Within 24 hours, you forget approximately 70% of new information. By day 7, that number jumps to 90%. After a month, you're lucky if you remember 2 to 3% of what you learned. No wonder you're stuck in perpetual beginner mode. You're constantly filling a bucket that has a massive hole in the bottom. Here's the mind-blowing part. This same mechanism that's been sabotaging you can become your greatest learning accelerator. When you force your brain to recall information, you're actually strengthening those neural pathways. It's like telling your brain, this shit matters, keep it. Don't just review material. Close the book and force yourself to explain it out loud. If you can't, you never really learned it. Try spaced repetition. Review information at strategically increasing intervals. 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, 1 month. This exploits your brain's forgetting pattern. Test yourself mercilessly. Create quizzes, flashcards, or practice problems. If it feels uncomfortable, you're doing it right. Explain the concept to another person. Their confused face will show you exactly what you don't understand. For the next month, test yourself on key concepts every single day. Create a spaced repetition schedule and follow it religiously. Record yourself explaining concepts and watch it back. Create at least 50 flashcards and review them on a strategic schedule. The speedrun method. Hack your learning like a pro gamer. Stop learning like a boring NPC. Let's skip the BS and get straight to it. The traditional way of learning is a scam. It's slow, boring, and designed to keep you stuck in permanent noob mode while others race ahead. Take language learning. The old school way? Useless. You waste months memorizing verb conjugations like some clueless AI bot, terrified to actually open your mouth. And guess what? You never feel ready. Meanwhile, the guy who just jumped in, sounding like a drunken toddler, is having conversations within weeks. The speedrun method? Memorize the 100 most used phrases and start speaking now. But what if you sound dumb? You will. So what? That's how your brain learns through real use, not by hoarding grammar rules like a nerd with a flashcard addiction. Same with music. Traditional teachers will torture you with scales for months before you even play a song. Motivation? Dead. Meanwhile, someone else just learned 3 basic chords and is already jamming. The speedrun way? Find a song you love, learn the easiest version of it today, and start playing along. It'll sound like trash at first. Who cares? Your fingers will adapt through repetition, not through lifeless exercises. And art? Don't even get me started. They make you draw boring-ass cubes for years before letting you create anything interesting. Meanwhile, great artists literally started by copying others. So, copy. Trace if you need to. Steal styles. Your hand will learn faster through imitation than by sitting through another lecture on fundamentals. The 30-day speedrun challenge. Define your end goal. No vague nonsense. Get specific. Find the shortcuts. Who got there fastest? What did they skip? Eliminate the fluff. Cut out anything that doesn't push you toward results. Move fast, fix later. Perfection is a trap. You're here to win, not to be correct. There are many other things which you can do to learn anything fast, but as of now, I think this will be enough for you to start. If you know some better methods, then please make sure to comment, as we all may learn something new from you. Bye. Ever wonder why, even after reading, you forget everything like it never even happened? I'll tell you why. Because you've been lied to. There are thousands of videos out there selling you fairy tale bullshit. You've tried that crap, and guess what? You're still here, still struggling, still searching for answers. If you think watching this video alone is gonna magically fix your memory, just leave right now. I'm gonna tell you exactly what works. It's simple, it's realistic, but it sure as hell ain't easy. Let's talk about the one thing you keep running from. You think you need some elite, CIA-level brain hacks? Some next-level memory technique? Hell no. What you need is to stop being a lazy coward and embrace the one thing that actually works: repetition. Repetition is the magic pill you keep ignoring while you chase shortcuts like a desperate fool. You've convinced yourself you're dumb, that you've got some kind of brain defect. Bullshit. You don't lack intelligence. You lack consistency. You lack discipline. Still think you just can't memorize stuff? Then answer me this, partner. How the hell do you know the lyrics to 100 songs? How do you remember every damn scene and dialogue from your favorite movie or show? It ain't some mystical power. It's repetition. You think top students are just built different? Nah, bro. They just don't sit around like lazy sacks of shit. They review their material more times than you check your ex's Instagram. That's the difference. And before you start crying about, "I don't have time," Shut that weak-ass excuse down right now. You've got time to scroll through 57 mind-numbing YouTube shorts, but you can't spare 15 minutes to review your notes? Stop the cap. Here's the no BS blueprint you need to follow. Day 1. The brain shock treatment. Read that shit 4 to 6 times straight. No breaks, no excuses. Burn it into your damn skull. Your brain needs to understand that you're not just casually reading, you're declaring war on forgetfulness. After that, take a short break, then read it again with 100% focus. This time, don't just read. Tear that shit apart. Analyze it like your life depends on it. Ask the big questions. What does this mean? Why is it important? How does it connect to other things? Now here's the cheat code most people are too lazy to use. AI. Take a picture of the page, upload it to ChatGPT or whatever AI you use, and tell it to explain it so simply that even a 5-year-old could understand. Forget those outdated mind maps. This method is straight up superior. Then ask the AI to generate every possible question from the text and provide the answers. Once you've got that, write your own notes in your own words. This step is crucial. Day 2. Cement it in your brain. Go over your notes 2 to 3 times minimum. If you're still struggling, repeat it more. Your goal is to make this information as familiar as your own name. Day 3. Optional skip, but don't be soft. If you're feeling confident, you can skip this day. If not, do another light revision session. Day 4. Deep review and locking it in time to reanalyze everything. Read it twice. Once in the morning, once before bed. But this time, don't just read. Question it again. Connect ideas, break it down. This is where you make sure it's not just in your short-term memory, but settling deep into your brain. Day 5. Quick-fire revision and audio hack. Revisit the material 1 to 2 times. If possible, use text-to-speech software to turn your notes into an audiobook. Now, instead of wasting time on dumb distractions, listen to it whenever you can, while walking, eating, even in the shower. Let that info marinate in your brain 24/7. Day 7. The final test. This is the moment of truth. Review your notes like you're cramming for the biggest test of your life. But don't just read. Teach it. Either explain it to someone else or record yourself acting like a professor. If you can explain it without looking at notes, congrats, you actually learned it. Now, repeat this entire process 2 to 3 times per week for just 1 month. If you follow this like a religion, you'll be amazed at how much you remember. No more forgetting shit. I know you probably expected some flashy-ass techniques, but why should I waste your time with mental hacks when 80 to 90% of your results will come from straight-up repetition? If you're training for some hardcore memorization competition, that's a different story. But let's be real, most of you aren't. I didn't bother throwing in useless tricks like making sticky notes or highlighting your damn textbook, because honestly, that shit is just decoration. You can do it while analyzing, sure, but at the end of the day, nothing beats repetition and consistency. And let's not forget the real thing. Commitment. You can binge watch 1,000 videos on this topic, but if you're not consistently and deliberately putting in the effort to change, even God himself couldn't help you. I hope this video actually helped you. If you want, hit that subscribe button and maybe we'll cross paths again. Stay sharp.